First off, the leaderboard as of, literally this morning for Frosty Faustings is out. And at first place is Street Fighter 6. Second place is Guilty Gear Strive. Third place, Under Night 2, because Under Night 2 will be out by the time Frosty Fausting rolls around. The Mystery Game Tournament with a 256-person cap is number 4. Rev 2 stands at 5th. Grand Blue vs. Rising stands at 6th. Guilty Gear plus R is 7th. Then from 8 to 17 is as follows. Central Fiction, Type Lumina, Super Smash Brothers. I hope they have the license. We saw a couple weeks ago there were issues with the new terms of service to run a tournament for Nintendo, so I hope they got the license for it. Right underneath Smash Brothers Ultimate, in 11th place is King of Fighters 15th, followed by Mortal Kombat 1 in 12th place, 13th place Tekken 8. Again, this is the very beginning of next year, so Tekken 8 will be there, followed by Third Strike in 14th, Persona 4 Arena Ultimate on 15th, Tekken 7 16th, and last but certainly not least, we got Marvel 3. So, shout-outs to Lord Elvin Shadow and everybody over there from the Frosty Faustings team. I really want to try to make it out there to one of these tournaments, man. Every year, I always watch Frosty Faustings, and I just feel hella FOMO, right? And I don't usually feel FOMO as far as tournaments go, but for whatever reason, Frosty Faustings always looks super fun. Always looks super fun. Q-Ball says it's pretty fun. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I'm going to have to make it out there one of these days, man. We'll make it happen. Right now, I'm just trying to save money to go to the Tekken World Finals this coming January, which is in New Orleans. It's in Nolans, which is a short drive from me. So I'm going to try to save up as much money as I can to see if I can make it out there, to see if I can, bring the news to you from the floor, right? Because I enjoy doing that, man, just going to tournaments. Anyway, I'm talking about shit that doesn't matter. Next, before we move on, something else that got... actually, this is part of the Paris Games Week updates, I believe. This got announced. Again, thank you to AFGC News. Lord Blue, if you're here, thank you for having a translated version of this, because they had the announcement either in French or in Japanese. But thanks to Blue, we can see that Under Night in Birth 2 will be conducting an open beta test from November 17th through the 20th. All characters except Quan will be available to play, and the features include online with rollback, training mode, and versus, both CPU and player. Internet connection is still required, though. So, shoutouts to Under Night in Birth. This is the first Under Night in Birth that is published by Arxis. So, hopefully we'll get some good stuff out of it. And for whatever reason, man, I remember there used to be a guy who used to be a stream monster who went by Shaquille O'Neal. Every time I see Under Night in Birth, I think about that person. I hope they're doing okay. Because the name is hilarious. Next, there was, unfortunately, a delay for Grand Blue vs. Rising. Grand Blue vs. Rising will be released, I think it's a couple weeks later than they originally planned. This was announced over at Paris Games Week. They had one of those shows with a bunch of slideshows. Again, everything was either in French or in Japanese, so thank you to Blue over at AFGC for having actual translated notes and stuff. But yeah, unfortunate. However, we've been through these again, and especially, talking about Cyberpunk, the game that was delayed years and years and years, almost a decade. But hopefully, the game will be better for it. We'll see what happens. They also extended a little bit of the next phase of the open beta, which I think starts on the 10th? I'm trying to remember what I saw. But yeah, new open beta for Grand Blue Rising is coming up soon in the next couple of weeks. Should be really fun. I'm going to skip over the Tekken stuff at Paris Games Week, because we're going to cover more tech and stuff a little bit later. But I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything from Paris Games Week. I'm sure I am, but I can't think of it right now. So chat, my co-hosts, if you guys think of anything, let me know. Before we move on to the great MR reset, I did want to share some news that I saw right before the show started. Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEO of the crypto FTX, is actually getting charged with some fraud crimes. Why is that important? I don't know if you guys remember, but FTX kind of got involved into esports quite a bit. Like I think TSM wound up getting tangled up with FTX. A couple other big esports team got tangled up with FTX, and then it all fell apart. But yeah, it looks like the jury that is at the trial of Sam Bankman-Fried is finding him guilty of a bunch of counts of fraud and all other negative stuff. So, well, white collar crime, baby. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because that kind of very loosely affects our little world here, because we have a couple players who are TSM. Is Leffen a TSM guy? I think I remember Leffen, and TSM has previously sponsored NuckleDo and a bunch of other FGC peeps in the past. So it's good to keep an eye on stuff like that, right? Especially when it comes to the dreaded crypto shenanigans.